Hello Reformers, and welcome back to Floris Expanded. Yes, it has been quite some time since we have actually travelled the lands of Floris, but here we are back, and when we last left off I had actually been defeated, and I believe that was actually at Calradia Castle. I think we were defending it from someone. I think we may have been doing that. I am a little unaware of what actually transpired at that point, but now we are here, and we have our army back, or should I say a semblance of our army. As you can see, I have travelled the lands of Swadia and the Rodok Republic, and I have somewhat gathered a sufficient enough army to continue our plundering and so forth. So, hopefully, this should be enough for us to begin our preliminary attacks upon the Nords, and hopefully help our companion over here, Barrow Gulasson. He was being chased by this fellow over here, who just happens to be from the Nords, and hopefully we'll be able to take this guy out, and then move on to Ribule Castle, and hopefully take that as well. Then we will have a very nice border between us and the Nord Empire, and also, yes, we do have a slight problem, that being that we are actually at war with the Nords, the Khergits, and I believe the Vajirs. Now, the Vajirs aren't really that much of a threat at the moment, but I think if they have a couple of lords under their command, then they might be able to take Werchegg, as it is all by itself over here. It does have 350 troops stationed there, though. I made sure of that, of course, and so hopefully, after all of this catching up, we will be able to take Ribule Castle. But first, let us head on to hopefully assault this particular vassal and potentially be able to take him prisoner. Luckily, we do have a rather substantial amount of cavalry, so we were able to catch him rather easily. So, let us now tell him that we want to assault him. Let's go. Lead our troops. Oh, yes. Okay, so here we go. I have not played Floris for a very long time indeed, so we can only hope that I remember how to play, considering there are very unique units in this particular mod. Okay, so I do have my Khergit Saber. This is what I do remember. Now, when we left off, I do remember that the enemies had actually stolen my horse. So this is my new horse. It is a very well-armored horse, as you can see. And I am just hoping that it does not become lame or injured in any way, shape or form. So we can only hope that I do not actually make any foolish mistakes, as I have been known to do every so often. So, let us now get our cavalry following me. Oh, maybe not? The enemy is just posturing at the moment, by the looks of things. I don't think we need to worry about them charging at us just yet, but you never know. Now, as you can see, we do actually have some infantry as well, so it would be quite nice if we could use them out in the front here. Let's get them right over there. Their cavalry is posturing quite severely at the moment, although it seems that this could be our opportunity to swing around the side and potentially deal a devastating blow to their archers. So, let's try doing that right here. Let's get our infantry charging in, as well as our cavalry, and take down some of these lancers maybe, because no doubt those lancers would deal a rather devastating blow to any archer that happens to be in the way. So, here we go. Let us try to converge upon their infantry a little bit now as well. And that is one of my own men. It's probably a good idea I don't try to take a swing at him. He may take offense to that. There we are. Now, I have noticed that most of this fellow's army is composed of mercenary swordsmen by the looks of things. So, I suppose he was lucky enough to rescue them or potentially convert them to his cause. Most likely the previous option, of course, and there we are, our first episode back into the world of Floris, and Byron has advanced to level 40. That is actually very surprising. I thought we were very far away, but apparently in the last episode we actually gained quite a few kills, which is not too bad. So let us hope that we can actually attain level 41 rather soon as well. Yes, that is probably going to be quite unlikely, as, yes, we do actually have a large amount of XP nowadays to gain any particular levels. But I am actually anxious to check out his skill tree once again, because I have obviously not seen it for some weeks now, so it would be very interesting to see what I was actually doing. Now, I do know we did have a lot of pathfinding, and something else was a party skill that we were focusing on. Not entirely sure what that was, but we will see after we have vanquished this Nord vassal from our borders. And it seems as though all of our units are doing a stellar job. As you can see, I did actually try to concentrate on getting cavalry units, because they seem to be the best overall unit for my purposes at the moment, although we do have to be a little more selective in which particular strongholds we actually attack. So we'll have to watch out for that. Okay, so we did actually lose a very few amounts of units. As you can see there, we only lost 2, although they were rather substantial units anyway. And oh, okay, it seems as though there is only 1 enemy remaining, so we will be ordering our troops to attack them. And there we are. We have no casualties, of course. It was only 1 manhunter. And unfortunately, he does manage to escape, although I was not really counting on actually being able to take him prisoner, but more that I was preventing him from being on the battlefield for some time. So let us now level up a couple of our units. They did actually gain quite a bit of XP, which I am very happy with. And we have also advanced in level 2, so let us now take quite a bit of loot. As you can see, I have tried to stock up on some supplies at least, because we were actually running out of that. We only had bread remaining. So I do really like this tempered mountain saber, so I don't believe I will be replacing it with anything anytime soon, but it may be nice for one of our other companions, who, by the way, did actually get taken prisoner the last time we were here, and I have actually since then posted their bail, and they are now on the way back to our party. So hopefully once we have started moving and maybe started the siege at Ribule, they will be rejoining our forces. Now let us take a look here. We have tactics and pathfinding. So tactics was the actual thing I was trying to think of right there, and now I think these are the way to go. Yes, I think so. And we'll just keep getting cavalry, I think. Now, maybe I should get some infantry the next time I am at a nearby Swedian village. We will see, though. Okay. Let's head into Ribule Castle, but only after we have actually leveled up Byron. That would be a good idea for me not to forget that, of course. And so, I think I was actually going for strength now, wasn't I? Because as you can see, it was 22, and I suppose it would be quite nice to get some more iron flesh? That's a bit strange. I think we were actually leveling up power throw at the time, and the only unfortunate thing about that, of course, is that I don't actually have any throwing weapons, so I suppose we will ignore that for now. And wow, we actually have some really good stats here, as you can see. 8 in tactics, 8 in pathfinding, 8 inventory management, and 9 in trainer. Well, no doubt that was gaining us a rather substantial amount of XP to level up all of our forces. Now, I think we'll go for some iron flesh, why not? That will make us a little tougher in the face of the Nord infantry, which are no doubt going to be hitting us rather hard when we build this siege tower. Now, the most unfortunate thing, as you can see here, we don't actually have an engineer. So it will take 90 hours for us to build this, unless one of our companions comes back and I can abandon the siege and then re-engage to hopefully build the siege tower in a quicker amount of time. So what I will do is cut away. Oh, okay, never mind. I was about to cut away there. But Artimena has returned. So we will abandon that as it is. 72 hours. Okay, I think I will abandon it, and then we will besiege it once again. It will take 54 hours, so that actually saved me 16 hours, I believe. So that's not too bad. So yes, as I was saying, I will be... the Vangiers, our mortal enemies. Well, technically not, but... Okay, well, I will cut away, and once the siege tower is built, I will cut back. Okay, well, as you can see, we have actually been interrupted by vassal Turia from the Nords, and he does actually have a very substantial force with him. 373 compared to our 178. So, we will now be charging in, and we will see the lay of the land. Hopefully it is now, yet again, a flat battlefield. This is actually a lot better than before, as we, I think, have the advantage with this hill behind us right here. So, let us command our archers, or should I say crossbowmen, to head over here and take positions to be ready to rain down all of their rather vicious-looking bolts upon the enemy's forces as they advance. So, let us now get the small amounts of infantry that we currently have over into the front there. Not too bad, actually. A few worthwhile and hardy members of the infantry right there, and then we'll move our cavalry over to the side. Now, we do currently have a few crossbowmen firing off their bolts, but I do not believe they're actually going to be doing too much, and may actually waste their bolts as it is. So maybe I should tell them to hold fire, maybe? So let's tell them to hold fire for now. And as you can see, I believe the text box is actually a little bit bugged at the moment, so you're not able to see any of the commands, but there you are, it's now back, so that's good. Okay. So now, it is a waiting game. I am not entirely sure whether the enemy is going to move first, or whether we will make the first move, but it seems as though it may actually be a good idea if we make the first move, because we are currently in a very good position, although they are in the trees. So cavalry may have some issues actually getting in there and dealing damage. This is the one disadvantage of having cavalry, of course, as well as sieging. They are a little bit weaker than infantry in that case. But, we'll see how it goes when we move our infantry up. Maybe we can goad them into attacking us. We will see how that turns out. So let's move our infantry a lot further ahead, and we'll get our archers over here, and then I think our archers can now start to fire at will once again. They are close enough to be able to be in effective range, I think, and we will see how many kills they gain. Okay, let's get our cavalry over there. Okay, I think we're goading them now. I think they are being lured into our trap. Well, technically it's not really a trap because they actually do see all of our cavalry, so I suppose they won't be too surprised when they are hit by the amazing bombardment of many horses, and I think we'll probably be going in now. We do want to protect our infantry as it is, because they are only very few, and I think I will charge in to hopefully, to hopefully distract the enemy's archers, even though they are Nords, so I don't think I really have to worry too much about how much damage they do. But you never know, they might be able to pull out some surprises, you never can tell. Oh, okay, so it seems as though they're not doing too much damage, which I am very thankful for. Of course, they are actually very proficient with their throwing weapons, as you can see by the javelin sticking in my horse's head and in Byron's neck, by the looks of things. Ouch, that has gotta hurt. Take him down, Byron. Yes. Okay, not too bad. New enemies have arrived, of course. I was expecting that, so it won't be too much trouble, I hope, at least. And, whoa, we actually just took out a level 7 infantry Nord unit. They are no doubt very tough indeed. Hopefully he was weakened by the time I got there. Otherwise, Byron is doing a lot of damage, and I'm happy with that. Oh yes. So, let us continue the reign of terror upon their archers. Yes, there we go. This is where it comes into its own, having a lot of cavalry units. The only unfortunate thing is, wandering through the trees, I am not exactly the greatest navigator of horses, especially since some of these small foliage plants, I believe, actually do stop you, maybe? Not too sure about that. Yes, these actually do, wow. Okay, well. I've actually been incredibly lucky then not to actually crash into any of them. Until just now, of course. Yes, amazing. Okay, well, it It seems as though we will now be charging our archers in just so that they can get into effective range and clean up the rest of their forces. Oh yeah, there we go. Take that fellow down, take him down as well, and just continue the slaughter. Oh wow, they are all routing by the looks of things. I do not blame them in the least, of course, because we do have an overwhelming amount of cavalry. And of course the counter to a lot of archers is a lot of cavalry. So I would not be surprised if they all decide to retreat, although some of them are considering fighting until they see Byron on his horse of death riding towards them. That is not too bad, if I do say so myself, yes. It would be good if I could actually hit someone, though. So, yes, maybe I can make a rather concerted effort to actually do that. And, it seems as though most of our cavalry is being caught up in these miniature trees right here. As I was saying, they do actually stop horses. Not great, I have to admit. But there we are. We have done quite a considerable amount of damage to their archers, and hopefully prevented quite a few of our deaths as well in the process. And I am actually just realizing now that I am resisting the urge to actually click my middle mouse button, which is the view orders key for me, as I usually do that on every other mod, but because Floris has the inbuilt map feature that you can access from the camp options, I believe, I don't really need to do that, although I would like to see how many units we have currently killed so far. And I believe this is probably the last reinforcement wave, and what is going on here? I was able to pass right through that tree. Well, that is a quite mystical property right there. You have Byron. Not too bad, I must say, because otherwise I would have crashed straight into it. But, rather strange that the small shrubbery, of course, you can not pass through. Interesting. Okay, well, it appears there are only a handful of units remaining, and then we will have attained victory. Our first, well, should I say second victory in our return to Floris, which is not a bad thing at all. And there we are. Not too bad, if I do say so myself, although we are now looking like quite the ornament, aren't we, with all of the javelins sticking in us. Oh well. Okay. We have gained 17 renown and lost 11 units in the process. We did take out 372 though. I killed 38 personally. Now we are able to take this fellow prisoner, which I suppose we will do, and then rescue their prisoners as well. Okay, so we did actually receive a bonus item as well. That was a pair of hardened red cloth gloves. I'm not entirely sure whether they're that good. Not bad, although not great. Okay, well, we will be taking as much loot as we can, because as you can see I don't actually have too much money, and I did actually have to withdraw quite a lot from the treasury to actually level up most of these units. So that is a little unfortunate, I must admit. And there we are. We have actually defeated such a large army, and we will now be leveling up all of these units. Okay, I just have to think a little bit to which path we want to take through most of these units, and we are getting a rather sufficient amount of level 5 cavalry now, and some level 6s, which is even better. Okay, well, there we are. Artimena was actually taken out in that last fight, which is a little bit unfortunate, because now his engineering is not going to work so well. But before we actually head in to finish up this siege on Ribule Castle, I will end this episode off here. So, I thank you for watching our return to Floris, and I will see you next time.